Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Nerd Jump podcast. I am your host, Neeson, joined today with my man, Jaden. How's it going, Jaden?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. First episode of this whole podcast, we're going to be talking everything NBA. So, I guess we'll just get straight into it. You good with that?
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm good with that.
First of all, congratulations to the Raptors. Great season, great final series. You predicted this.
I did.
You did, yeah. From the start, I had the Celtics win, I'm not gonna lie. And then they suck, so that was pretty bad. Anything you'd like to say about the Raptors winning? I know you're quite happy with it.
I thought they were gonna win in 7. I was wrong. Even though they won, I'm happy for them. Too bad Clay got injured. KD got injured.
You heard Drake's song about it?
Yeah. What's it called?
I don't know, I haven't heard it. All I know is he made a song
He
about it.
made like 2 songs. One's called like Omitra. I pronounced it wrong. And the other one is Money in the Grave.
Oh, yeah.
Money in the Grave's a good song.
That's a good song. Kawhi won Finals MVP. No surprises there.
Mm-hmm.
But he was not unanimous. Fred VanVleet got 1 vote.
It was Skip Bayless.
Huh? Yeah, Skip Bayless definitely voted that.
100%
I wouldn't be
Skip
surprised. Yeah, I think that's all we have to say, but we'll just go through game by game. Game 1, I thought that was a great game. Obviously, KD not being there was a big deal. What did you think that the Raptors were gonna win both at home?
No, I didn't. I thought it was gonna go. One would be Raptors, then the Warriors, then Warriors and Raptors, then Raptors, Warriors, Raptors.
Well, I was expecting a 7-game series as well, and I thought it was gonna be Raptors 2 at home, Warriors 2 at home, and then kind of back and forth, whoever wins those 3 games, but just didn't work, did it? Game 2, we saw that one. I'm not gonna lie, I was quite happy the Warriors won because at the time I was going for the Warriors to win that game. I thought Game 1 could have been better from the Warriors, but yeah, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson in the clutch. Kawhi did his best, but nothing to say.
It was a sad day.
It was a sad day. I mean, we obviously saw the Raptors taking games 3 and 4 in Oracle,
Yes.
which I did not expect.
Neither. I expected them only to win Game 4.
Yeah, you said Raptors should win Game 3, and then Game 4 is like okay, it's all right.
Yeah, but I thought the Raptors would lose Game 3 and win Game 4.
Yeah. Game 5, obviously, Steph Curry, KD came back that game. Huge Game 5.
Dumb idea.
11 points in 2 quarters, or a quarter and a bit, and then doing his Achilles.
Bad idea.
Bad idea.
The whole Warriors stuff. That should not have happened. He should not have been playing.
And they lost by 1 as well, so I feel like that game probably would have gone to the Warriors, if KD was on.
I don't know. Raptors missed a lot of shots.
And then obviously Game 6. I want to talk about the last 2 minutes of Game 6. Steph Curry, obviously trying to claw his team back, very back and forth, and in those the last minute of play, the Raptors, Serge Ibaka, and I think Fred VanVleet put a couple buckets in, and then Danny Green with the turnover of the century, I reckon. That was very, very bad.
What was bad?
Danny Green's turnover.
The pass?
Yeah, the pass, yeah.
I think it was a good pass, an average pass.
I mean, he was throwing it out.
No,
Oh, no, it wasn't.
hit Siakam's hand.
It was just a bad pass. That was great defense by Draymond, obviously, but
No, I think it was a good pass.
Nah, it was
Siakam could have caught that.
and
But there was just too much pressure on Danny Green.
yeah.
Oh well, I still think it was a good pass.
And then obviously with 9 seconds on the clock, Steph Curry, great look at the basket, didn't go in, and then a huge scramble for the ball, and Draymond pulling a C-Web, calling timeout without a timeout on his team, so getting a technical. Kawhi gets the bucket, and with 0.9 on the clock, they foul him and he gets the N1.
They shouldn't have called that N1.
I think they should have left it be.
It's dumb.
Just for the sake of the finals. Klay Thompson injuring his knee, ACL. He did not return to the game. If Klay was on the court, do you think a Game 7 happens? I say yes.
I say no.
Why?
I think that that in the first 2 quarters, Raptors did miss a lot of shots. Just like in Game 4, they missed a lot of open shots at the first 2 quarters. And the moment they started knocking them down, they won. They blew out the Warriors with Klay on the floor.
I mean, he had 30 points. He had 30 points up until that injury.
I think that the Raptors would have started making shots, a lot more shots, and once the Warriors, Klay and Steph would have been pressured to make more shots too. Not that they can't make shots, it's just
Yeah, we know that, yeah.
maybe pressure would have got to them.
Before we move on, I just want to say, Steph Curry, good job. Put the team on his shoulders. Obviously, as of this moment, he cannot carry a team the way LeBron can, or most of the great players can. But for his circumstances, an injured Klay, obviously no KD, DeMarcus Cousins playing on limited minutes, and a not very good bench. He did well. I think he did well.
I think he did well too.
He did well. So we're going to talk about the season overall. Actually, before that, big news. Anthony Davis has officially been traded to the Lakers for Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, and 3 first-round draft picks. One of them is this year's 4th pick. So Lakers, I don't think they are drafting anybody as far as I know. I don't think they have any picks. Maybe they might have a 2nd-round pick. I don't know, but
yeah, probably they have a 2nd-round pick.
But that 4th pick, they are willing to give that up for Anthony Davis. Anything to say about that?
I would have given up a 4th pick for Anthony Davis too.
You would have.
Yes.
Where does this put the Lakers to you in contention for the championship? Are they quite high automatically, or are they?
Yeah, I think if the Warriors don't, KD and Klay are out for basically most of next season.
Well, KD's not. He's gonna miss the whole season. Klay will only be back.
Klay will probably miss the whole season too.
Yeah, at best 6 to 7 months. They said minimum 6 to 7 months.
I doubt that. Unless the Warriors can sign a free agent.
Well, they have to re-sign. We'll talk about free agency down the line, but yeah.
I guess they can sign a good free agent. I don't think so. They'll be that good. Maybe they'll make the playoffs, but bottom 4.
The Warriors.
Yeah, next year.
I mean, don't sleep on them, but their chances are not good.
I think that Denver and OKC, if OKC plays well, and maybe the Blazers have higher chances, and the Lakers. I think those will be the top 4 next year.
And the East is getting stronger. Obviously, Giannis developing into a great player. Joel Embiid. The Victor Oladipo He'll be back. Yeah, we'll talk more about that later. But surely this has to make the Lakers look good for free agents, though, right?
Yeah, I think the Lakers will get Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal.
Actually, never.
Is he a free agent?
Nah. Never.
I think they should go after Kemba.
Why?
They need a great point guard. He obviously is on the market. They have said that they are pursuing him, but I think
They should just put LeBron as point guard.
regardless, I think them two would be good, but obviously this makes them better, Kemba Walker, because you have, if should LeBron get injured, we know he's older, Kemba can take over games. He's clutch. He's just on a not so grand team. And I surely Kemba has to be at the top of their priority list now.
Why?
Well, we'll talk about free agency later, but that's just my thoughts.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I was going to talk about the biggest surprises of the season. I don't think Jaden has any notes, but my notes here, my first one is Bucks going number 1 overall. That's the biggest surprise. Well, not the biggest surprise, but one of the biggest surprises. I didn't think Bucks would go number 1 overall over the Warriors and the...
My biggest surprise was the Celtics dysfunction.
Okay, so I've got that as that's number 1 of my biggest disappointments. So surprise is more like things that kind of did work out.
My bad.
But no, that's all good.
Okay. My biggest surprise was Siakam.
Siakam.
I had no clue who he was last season. I knew the Bucks would do well this season. I didn't expect them to go number 1, but I had a feeling that they'll be pretty good. Another surprise was the Pacers.
I've got that as well. 5th in the East without Oladipo.
They would have been 3rd.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I think they would have been. I obviously at the start of the season I had
they're
them.
better than the Sixers. Better than the Sixers.
I would have them 4th, but obviously.
De'Aaron Fox was a good surprise for me, my boy.
Yeah. Obviously, we'll down the line we'll talk about the awards as well, but
yeah. What are surprises?
I've got also Jimmy Butler and Tobias Harris going to Philly. I think the Tobias Harris trade was more of a surprise than Jimmy Butler. Obviously, Jimmy Butler had his issues. Yeah, that's one way to say it, with the team, with the Timberwolves. So yeah, Tobias Harris, I did not expect that. He was looking like their star player.
Who's star player?
The Clippers, Tobias Harris. Obviously, Lou Will, but he's on the bench. But Tobias Harris was highly talked about regarding All-Star, making the All-Star in the West.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, which is funny because they got rid of their best, well not best, but their star player, and they got, I wouldn't say better, but they did really well. Obviously, 8th in the West and taking the Warriors to 6 games.
Yeah.
Also got Magic and Pistons making the playoffs. I didn't think the Magic would. I thought Charlotte would, or Miami. You obviously big Miami guy. I know Chicago, my team, we weren't going anywhere. I was like, no. Markkanen was out. He came in. I was like, I think it's too late. But yeah, I think that's a whole new video by itself. Yeah, Pistons, really good. Blake Griffin, I'm glad he did make All-NBA team and All-Star. So
a big surprise for me was Blazers finishing 3rd.
Oh, that's a strong shot, actually.
Did they finish 3rd or 4th?
They finished 3rd.
Anyway.
They finished 3rd, yeah.
So finishing 3rd, I thought
I think the biggest surprise for me was them actually going to the Western Conference Finals.
Nah.
I'll talk about more of that in biggest disappointments, but
yeah. Nah, I was just surprised that they overtook Houston.
But Houston had a bad start. Obviously, the start and the end are 2 different places, but
yeah. But they overtook Houston, OKC, the Jazz. They started playing well.
I had them to go better than the Jazz, to be honest. I think
I didn't.
you didn't.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Anything else you gotta say? I think this is
I think that's all my surprises.
biggest disappointments. Obviously, number one, the Celtics. Yeah, the inconsistent regular season and the second round exit. Not even getting into 7 games, not even 6 games. Losing in 5 to the Bucks. Losing 4 on the bounce.
I thought they were gonna lose in 4.
Okay. Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I thought they were gonna lose in 4.
Fair enough. Okay.
I thought the Bucks were gonna steamroll them because the Bucks steamrolled them in all of the regular season games they played.
See, I still had them for.
I think.
I still had them like, oh, maybe they'll do well because it's the playoffs. It's a whole different thing. You know, Kyrie Irving's great. Jason Tatum might become the Jason Tatum that he was in last year's playoffs, but yeah, it didn't work. Kyrie Irving getting what he wanted and to lead his own team and just not doing what we all, I guess, expected him to do or wanted him to do. Say it how you wish, but Celtics, quite a big disappointment. I do want to say good job to Brad Stevens for trying to make it work, and we know Brad Stevens is a very team system, if you know what I mean. Last year, obviously, Jason Tatum was the front guy of the success, but Terry Rozier and Al Horford, Marcus Morris, the whole team just played well. Now you've got Kyrie Irving, who's a very ball dominant player. He did well. The circumstances, he did well. So yeah, I don't think we should take away anything from Brad Stevens as a coach, but
I disagree. Brad Stevens did a bad job.
you reckon this is like first take? I say anything, you just disagree with it automatically.
I'm being serious. I actually didn't think he did a good job. But I mean, like, he had a big team. A lot of people can do a lot of things. Most of them score.
Yeah.
Some defenders.
Who is the best defender? Marcus Morris?
Marcus Smart, I think.
Marcus Smart, actually, all the NBA first,
yeah.
defensive first team.
He had just too many pieces, and they couldn't all fit. And they should have made moves trade deadline to get rid of some of those players and get new footable players, more for the defensive side. They should have got rid of I think Rozier. I like Terry Rozier, but I think they should have moved him.
Did you see his interview on First Take?
Yeah, I did. They should have moved him, maybe even Jaylen Brown. Well, that's a big shout. They should have moved those two.
They were willing to trade Jason Tatum for
Yeah.
Anthony Davis. Obviously, the Pelicans, they were really interested in Jason Tatum. I thought that would have been pretty. Drew Holiday and Jason Tatum would have been pretty good.
No, I don't think so. Should have. They definitely should have traded people for more defensive aspects in their team. Even though they were good last year, it doesn't carry over this year.
Second of my biggest disappointments, obviously, the Lakers drama. Yeah, just a big sigh there. Not making the playoffs. I think that was a successful season for them. I think, at best for them, I thought Western Conference Finals. Worst case scenario, they make the playoffs and get knocked out in the first round. I didn't think they would ever not make they finished 10th in the West, I think. 10th in the West. Obviously, the drama come trade deadline regarding Anthony Davis wanting to pretty much trade the whole team. The locker room wasn't a very healthy environment from what people have said and what articles and all that. Rondo wasn't particularly.
I think.
I don't want to say happy, but he wasn't particularly pleased with the way they handled it. I will say this: Magic Johnson was in the wrong for going to the media and telling them that, hey, this is what we're willing to trade for Anthony Davis. I think he should have just kept it on the down low, because I think if we knew about everything that was happening during that trade, I feel like that probably put the younger players down. Be like, yo, listen, man, why is everyone just their names are up there, but in the way they don't want. that oh yeah they're gonna trade everybody just for Anthony Davis, which is not surprising because Anthony Davis is top 5 player in the world, I reckon. But yeah,
Nah, I think they not the players, especially the ones on the trade block, and especially the young ones. They should have handled it better. I think they just let.
I'll say that as well. Yeah, that's a good
slide.
point. They should have been more
They
man
should have
like
been
this.
like,
This is the business.
This is how it works, and I'm sure, like Rondo or LeBron or Stevens or even Beasley, McGee, Chandler. I'm sure any one of those guys would have told them that that's just how it works.
Yeah,
For a team, it's not about like the players they have. It's more about. I mean, for a team, it's like, can we always get better? And if to get better, we have to move our future. I'm sure most teams will do that.
LeVar obviously was very against the idea of Lonzo going to New Orleans. I'd like to see how he reacts to this. The news that now his son is going. I think Lonzo's a professional. He'll be like, okay, fine, this is what it is. LeVar, I want to see what he says. Obviously, whatever he says is irrelevant now because the deal is done. As of July 1st, those three, Lonzo, Ingram, and Josh Hart will be Pelicans, and Anthony Davis will officially be a Laker.
Yeah. LeVar just wants all his boys in LA. Or even on the same team. But LeVar's opinion doesn't matter, it shouldn't matter.
So yeah, the Lakers drama was
Bad.
it did overshadow a lot of things that happened. I think it really overshadowed LeBron having a pretty good season, averaging 27, 8, and 9. That's really good for someone playing in the 16th year. I think he finished top 5 in scoring, and obviously we know LeBron's a beast, top 10 player of all time. But this drama did overshadow a lot of what I think also what the team did as well. Like people when you say Lakers and the 2018-2019 season, you just think of the drama. You wouldn't think like, hey, they actually beat the Warriors on Christmas. They were actually 4th in the West up until LeBron got injured, and obviously Lonzo and Rondo got injured, and everything that can go wrong, that could go wrong, did go wrong for them. But I'd like to see, and obviously now Magic Johnson's no longer the president. Rob Pelinka is arguably the most hated guy in the NBA. A lot of players said like they don't like the way he does business. Stories coming out that Larry Nance said that he didn't like Rob Pelinka as an agent, saying that what is he exactly?
Head coach.
Rob Pelinka's not the head coach.
Yes.
No, Rob Pelinka's the GM.
No, I think he's the head coach.
No.
I know Jason Kidd is
Jason Kidd's assistant coach, yeah. But
LeBron and J Kidd's got a good
they've got a really good relationship there from the basketball team. While I'm just searching up the Lakers coach, my next point is Thunder first round exit in 5 games to the Blazers. That was a huge disappointment to me. I had them to go to the Western Conference Final, even the finals at least. Paul George, MVP candidate. Defensive Player of the Year candidate, played absolutely amazing. Russell Westbrook, obviously, giving some of that ball and that best player on the team to Paul George, giving actually the whole title of best player on the team to Paul George. Ref feels that where they went wrong last year. But yeah, Thunder first round exit. I was very disappointed in that team.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's because they were kind of like the Lakers. They were in the top. Paul George gets injures his shooting arm. And they slide down, and then he just...
Frank Vogel's the head coach, by the way.
My bad. Yeah, PG gets injured. And I think that Westbrook just had to carry a little bit more than he usually did in the regular season.
Just to cut you off, Rob Pelinka's a GM, yeah.
Oh, GM, my bad. Yeah, I think that Westbrook just had to carry a little bit more in the postseason than the regular season because PG couldn't score like 20 points or like 27 points regularly. But injuries, don't blame the Thunder.
No, I don't, but yeah, that is a factor, but still.
I think the Thunder should make some moves.
They should make some moves.
Definitely trade some of those people.
They've got Russell Westbrook,
Actually,
PG.
I like their team now that I think about it.
I do like their team, yeah. That's why I was
They
quite
should keep
surprised
it.
they got knocked out.
Nah, I think they should keep that team.
I like
Maybe
that-
try and get another, maybe not a star, an all-star, but try and get another star.
They just need more depth, I think. Just a bit more
I
depth.
think like someone like Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal type player.
But Bradley Beal's a starter, obviously, so that's a pretty good lineup, actually.
Westbrook, Beal, PG, Grant, and Adams.
Adams, yeah. That's a pretty good lineup.
I think move. Who's shooting guard on their team?
Terrence Ferguson.
Ferguson.
I think he'll do well off the bench.
Nah.
You've got Raymond Felton, obviously you can just make a couple buckets if you need. You've got Dennis Schroeder, who I think is someone who I think should maybe be nominated for 6 Man of the Year. I think he did very well. But yeah, Thunder just they've got the talent. They play well. They're a good team. They've got depth, and obviously PG's MVP candidate. Westbrook is Westbrook. He's a triple double machine. Steven Adams, great role player. Our boy from New Zealand. Shout out to Steven Adams.
Yeah, I think they should get a shooter.
You reckon they need more shooters? Actually, yeah, that'll work. Actually,
I think they just need one or two more shooters.
who is their priority shooter though?
PG, I guess.
Ferguson.
They can all make their shots. It's just they're like the Lakers, a bit inconsistent about it.
So yeah, Thunder, sort it out, please. I didn't like this. I didn't like that exit, man. Did not like it at all. This is just a small one for biggest disappointment. Ben Simmons not getting a jump shot. Last year, I was like, okay, fine. It's a rookie year, sophomore year. You can argue it, whatever. Have fun in the comments. Yeah, Ben Simmons, rookie year, okay, fine. It's just a rookie year. Second year, he'll maybe knock a few jump shots down, maybe a few 3-pointers. Nothing. He attempted it, a few, but just this guy, he's that close from being a franchise player. He's that close from being a franchise player, but he's one jump shot away. It doesn't have to be a 3-point shot, obviously. I've told you this many times, Jaden. He doesn't need to shoot a 10 to 15 footer, or even maybe like Westbrook when he didn't shoot. When he got that free throw jump, he'd come with you full speed and just pull right at the free throw line and pop it right in your face. If he can do that, he's
If
on
Ben
his
Simmons
way.
is on the list for not being able to shoot, Giannis should also be on this list.
Giannis,
Yeah.
that's a good point actually.
We can't.
Do you see his interview though with
We can't attack Simmons for not having a jump shot. Giannis
But things
doesn't
though,
have a jump shot either.
If it comes down to it, he can shoot. We know he can knock down threes, few mid-range shots, but he obviously he is paint dominant.
2, 3 shots.
Who?
Giannis.
Giannis takes
2 threes a game, I think.
That's 2 or 3 more than Ben Simmons, I reckon. But
That's not enough.
He's attempt of but you've got so many shooters on the
Well,
Bucks
at
team.
least
I
I
think
know.
it is
And the
different.
difference is, at least we know Giannis is gonna go this offseason and actually work on his shot.
You see his interview. He said he has to think and play more like a guard rather than a big man. And
I think
it was
was just a bit. They did a lot better than they thought they were gonna do.
yeah, I think it was through the
Because
wire.
they did this pace and space. Let Giannis go down with pace and then space it out with all the shooters.
I like the system.
And if Giannis and Bledsoe, if they can at least get a shot. Well, actually, they have shots. They're just consistent. They'll be good. But I think that like last season Giannis didn't have a shot. This season he came back with a shot, and now I think next season he'll be consistent.
It's a shooters league now, so
Consistent enough to make a shot.
yeah. I think it was.
I don't think so. Ben Simmons is getting a shot.
Who do you blame? Do you blame Simmons or do you blame the coach?
I blame the coach.
I blame.
I blame the coach.
I blame
the coach
Simmons and the coach.
should
I blame,
know.
I blame them both.
The coach should know to win. Not even to win. It's just to win. Is that Embiid needs to get those feeds in the post so he can work, and if Ben Simmons can't shoot, then they're just gonna double team
It's weird to think he's a point guard that cannot shoot.
I don't see him as a point guard. I see him still as a small forward.
Small forward. Obviously, on that roster, he is a point guard, but it's weird to think he is a point guard that can't shoot. I think being 7 foot, he sees that as an advantage. Is he 7 foot or 6'11"?
I think around 6'11".
Anyway, he's well tall. We'll just say that. But point guard that can't shoot in today's day and age of NBA, it's
Yeah, Simmons was pretty bad, in my opinion.
yeah. So
Same thing as last season.
I gave him benefit of the doubt because it was his rookie season, and he was an all-star this year, but an all-star without a jump shot. But hey, obviously he's got years ahead of him. But I think next year, if he does get a jump shot, I think I might just stop liking him. I do like him. I had him for Rookie of the Year last year. I was a big supporter of him. You were Donovan Mitchell. I remember that. Tim, what do you think about this one? This is the final point for my biggest disappointment. A fully healthy Rockets, not a fully healthy, sorry, a Rockets team with Chris Paul can't beat a Warriors team without KD. Now, just before I say anything else, I said I wanted the Warriors. I was backing the Warriors for this one.
Yeah, I was too.
But still, at the way they lost, obviously we know they let Trevor Ariza go, giving up a lot of defense. And they gave Clint Capella a bit more money, saying, yeah, we're going to get rid of probably our best defender for a good pick and roll player, I guess, and maybe I don't want to say semi-decent, but a pretty good shot blocker, but that's it. So I was very disappointed in the Rockets for that. They have put their whole team on the market, I think, except James Harden.
Obviously.
Yeah, CP3, obviously now he's aging. He's got a contract that's a bit too big, to say the least. A very big contract on him. If you're the Rockets, well, first of all, before I go into that, what do you think of that? Agree or disagree?
I agree. They made a mistake giving up Ariza. I mean, like, giving him up's okay, but you're not getting anything in return was a problem.
They signed Clint Capella, who's obviously great.
Yeah,
he's pretty good in
okay.
pick and roll with James Harden.
He's good, but
He's no Trevor
They
Ariza.
should have gotten rid of him, Ariza, and at least try and get 2-3 average defenders on their team. Because I think if they had defense, even better defense, they could have bet the Warriors without KD.
I saw when they got rid of Melo. I was looking at like YouTube comments and on social media, people saying that they should. Was J.R. Smith? That was after Melo, right? When he got bought out. I don't know, but whenever J.R. Smith got bought out, people saying that the Rockets should maybe pick him up because he's a pretty good perimeter defender, and obviously they lost that with Trevor, who's a good defender. We know. J.R. Smith's he's a good perimeter defender, spot up shooter. Because you just kick the ball out to him, he'll make a shot. I think after last year's finals, a lot of people are just looking really down on him. Like, do feel bad for him, but
Nah.
yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that. What do you reckon? J.R. Smith on the Rockets, spot up shooter, perimeter defender. Because Melo was meant to be their spot up shooter, and obviously he's not the Melo from New York or Denver. He's not that Melo anymore. They didn't get it, and they bought him out.
Nah, leave JR.
Leave
I
JR.
don't think that they should have went for JR.
So yeah, anything else you want to say regarding the regular season? Surprises, disappointments.
A big surprise for me was the Kings. They went from like 14th, I swear, last year, to 9th, just missing the playoffs. And their season was just a lot better than I thought. Like most of the playoff teams had a better record, but I think this Kings season was more successful.
Yeah.
I think the only team that had a really successful season would have been the Raptors because they won the championship.
Mhm.
But I think Kings had a really good season as well.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the season awards now. MVP, Giannis.
Giannis.
As good as James Harden is, I just think Giannis he is a more valuable player to a team because he's a defender, shot blocker, and we know he's a
He can
beast.
score
He's a
and
beast on offense. Occasionally, he can hit a few threes. James Harden, he's probably the second best scorer in the league, behind KD. But I just think that I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a fan of the Rockets. I don't like the ISO ball. Too much isolation, and they're so offensive and they do put up huge numbers, but when it comes down to defense, it's just not there for them. I think their offense does kind of shadow the fact that they are not a pretty good defensive team. Mike D'Antoni is a very offensive minded coach. We know this. But still, Giannis, PG. I think PG, like I said, he's always like the third guy that they nominate him, but you know he's not gonna win anyway. Like last year was like LeBron or James Harden. Davis not gonna win, but the year before that was like Russell or Harden. Kawhi got nominated, but didn't think Kawhi was gonna win.
I think in my opinion, I'd take PG over James Harden
Well,
for the voting. Like if I had to put my MVP list,
Yeah.
I'd put Giannis, PG, Harden.
that's mine as well. I mean, the award is most valuable. Paul George to me is more valuable because he led the league in steals, and I think it was a top 5 in scoring, as well.
I'll tell you why I take those two over Harden. It's because they can give you a 30-pointer each game if they really had to. But what they do defensively is just crazy. Like their first team All NBA and then the first team All Defensive, which is crazy, which is really good.
Yeah.
And they both can lock down any player. Well, they can lock down most players.
I mean, there aren't many like I guess the idea of a center is not really a thing anymore. Like, so I guess, yeah. What do you want to argue that?
No.
Because centers do play more of a, I guess what now is a power forward role. They shoot. They can. You can put big guys on smaller guys on defense, but yeah. But yeah, no, I know what you mean. I think Giannis can guard 1 through 5. I don't think PG can guard a center.
I think.
Or maybe depends.
PG
on the
can guard a center. It'll just be harder for him.
It's harder for him. So Giannis.
But then it's like most of the time, who you guard on defense is who's guarding you on offense.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be a back and forth.
Yeah. So Giannis for MVP.
Yeah, Giannis MVP.
Easy. Defensive Player of the Year. I got Paul George.
I say Paul George.
I
think just Paul George just meant more to the OKC defensively than
Giannis.
Giannis did.
Yeah. Again, I think Rudy Gobert has just been chucked in there because he'll probably have another cry about it. No offense to Rudy Gobert, I do like him, but yeah, again, because you heard about having an All-Star, right?
Yeah, how am I not an All-Star?
He said he cried. Like he actually said he actually cried. Right? I was like,
Orbits.
Like okay, if you're not an All-Star, you should be disappointed.
Gobert had a good season actually.
He did
defensively, but he'll always. I think I don't exactly like the first team or defensive team.
I feel like Marcus Smart, they put no offense to Marcus Smart. I think he deserves to be on the team, but just to flip that on its head, I feel like they put him on there because Marcus Smart has been. A lot of people say, "Where's Marcus Smart? Where's Marcus Smart?" When it comes to defense or all defensive, they put him on there. Like, yeah, Kawhi. I was very surprised Kawhi didn't make first team defense.
Draymond, Embiid. Who else was in the second team?
So yeah, while you're searching that up, most improved got Pascal Siakam. I did have D'Angelo. This was quite a toss up for me, but I think Siakam just because right from the start he was balling. So Pascal Siakam I've got for most improved player. Jaden?
I say Siakam, but I'm hoping it's De'Aaron Fox.
Well, you're a big Kings guy as well, right? So
Not only that, it's just that Siakam is like a 5th year or 3rd year player, and De'Aaron is a 2nd year player.
D'Angelo Russell he's the only one out of those two that did make the All-Star team though, and he is the guy on their team. So on the Nets team, and he took him to the playoffs. Siakam is the 3rd best player on his team, behind Kawhi and Lowry. De'Aaron Fox he's the best player on the team, and D'Angelo Russell is the best player on his team. You got that whole defense team? Alright, don't worry about it.
No, that's the message.
Sixth man of the year, Lou Will, obviously. Nothing more needs to be said about that, I reckon.
Not defensive. 6th man.
Yeah, Lou Will, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Broke the record for most points off the bench. One of the most clutch guys in the NBA. So, Lou Will, yeah.
Yeah, Lou Will.
Here's an interesting one. Rookie of the year.
It's Luka.
I got Luka.
Which
Which is funny because you said Trae Young for a long time.
Yeah, I just like Trae Young, but if it's not Luka, then NBA is bad.
Now Luka did, I wouldn't say top, but he did slow down a bit towards
Obviously.
the end.
So did
I think
a lot of players slow down.
I think that for the fact that they weren't gonna make the playoffs, so he just didn't want to, I guess, play almost. Or maybe the coach just said, die down because we're not making the playoffs, there's no need to make a push. Trae Young obviously put the team on his shoulders, tried to claw them somewhere, but yeah. Old defensive team, Drew Holiday.
Oh, is this for the first team?
Yes. Hold on. Oh, second team the second team is Drew Holiday, Klay Thompson, Joel Embiid, Kawhi, and Draymond.
See, I would take that team.
That is a better team.
In my opinion, I would take that team over the first team.
Yeah, Giannis, Bledsoe, PG, Gobert, and Marcus Smart.
I didn't see Bledsoe play defense that much, but again, I don't watch Bledsoe when he plays. I'm gonna watch Giannis when they're on defense.
I was gonna throw this one out there. What do you think of Klay Thompson's response to not making All-NBA? I disagree when he said when you make the playoffs or the finals for 5 straight years. I said it's a regular season award. So I don't think you should.
Yeah.
But who do you take out?
What team would you put him on? Which team would you put him on? Put him on third team. Find out who was third team.
Yeah. So who do you take out? People are saying that take out Kemba Walker.
I don't know, man. Kemba was pretty good.
Yeah,
but Kemba and Klay are not the same position.
People say take out obviously LeBron haters don't get LeBron out of his team to make the playoffs and all that stuff.
Okay.
I know Blake Griffin was on there.
Blake deserved it. Blake had a good season.
I expected Blake to make second team, just for the fact that he did play well.
Was KD on first team or second team?
I
think he may have been on second team.
Let's have a look here. So first team was Giannis, Harden, Steph, Paul George, and Nikola Jokic. Now Nikola Jokic, well done Nikola Jokic, bro.
Second team.
Second team, yeah. Second team.
Embiid's
the best. Embiid is the best sense in the league. Yeah.
Embiid will destroy him. What second team?
Joel Embiid, KD, Damian Lillard, Kawhi, and Kyrie Irving. That's a pretty good team.
I think I might actually take that second team again.
Third
Actually,
team
no.
is Westbrook,
Westbrook.
Blake Griffin, LeBron, Rudy Gobert, and Kemba Walker. Take out Westbrook or for Clay?
No.
Yeah, so I don't know who did. So if you put Klay Thompson, you have to take someone out.
Yeah.
So who do you take out?
You don't take out anyone.
Well, then you just got 1-6 guy floating around.
We'll make a 14 for him.
Nah. Yeah, say Klay Thompson.
No.
Listen, mate.
He had a good season.
You've got 3
I didn't say he
rings.
was that
You're one of the greatest shooters of all time. I think just don't get so caught up on it. But yeah, I know Stephen A. Smith. He said it's an absolute disgrace. I'm quoting him here as well. It's an absolute disgrace. What are you doing?
Oh no, there's just dust in my face.
Oh. He says an absolute disgrace that Klay Thompson didn't make and obviously I think just for TV, he's obviously kind of using big words.
Nah, don't diss Stephen A. Smith.
I love Stephen A. Smith, man.
I love him too.
That video of him with the baby face filter. Stay off the weed. If you haven't seen it, go check it out, please. It's a masterpiece. Coach of the year. Doc Rivers, Mike Budenholzer, and I don't even know this guy's name. The Nuggets coach?
It's Mike Budenholzer.
I got Mike Budenholzer, yeah.
Yeah.
Doc Rivers, I'm quite surprised. I'm very happy for him. Obviously, he took a team with no All-Stars to the playoffs.
Doc is good. Nuggets, they all deserve it. All of them exceeded expectations.
They did.
I say Budenholzer just because they had the best league, best.
Michael
record.
Malone, Denver's coach, by the way.
They had the best record. But I wouldn't really be that angry. Who got it? They all did a good job.
Yeah. So the next point I did have was where does Anthony Davis get traded to? But obviously we talked about that. He has been traded. Quick point on that. No Kyle Kuzma. I saw Chris Moo's video. He says the Pelicans got robbed in the trade. And I was doing some research before the podcast, before we recorded. A lot of people say that the Pelicans did get robbed, I guess. Because they didn't get Kuzma.
I say
Kuzma was on there. They
right
said
now-
Kuzma was a guy they wanted.
Right now, they did get robbed. But
Long
we'll
term.
have to wait till they draft all their players.
Yeah.
And if they trade those players as well. Because you never know.
No, and
They could imagine the first 4 teams. Wait, they got the 4th pick, eh?
yeah.
The first 3 teams don't take like Joe Morant or R.J. Barrett, and they get one of those 2 in return.
Well, I'm not going to talk about the draft because I don't
Oh wait, they
know
get
much about it.
first pick and 4th pick.
Yeah. Lakers traded that away.
Whoa. I think they're gonna go.
They're in a real power
They're
position.
gonna go for Zion and Barrett.
I'm not going to talk about the draft. I don't really follow it in college.
They should
players,
they should go for Morant, Joe Morant. Search him up. Watch his highlights. He's a beast. In my opinion, he should go second. I hope he goes second.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
Another reason they got robbed. Brandon Ingram, he's got the blood clots in his arm, unfortunately. Get well soon, Brandon Ingram. Hope you come back.
I think
he's not
the
gonna be
trade
back for a
hasn't
while.
happened, and it's too early to say who got robbed. Because
I think the deal is finalized, and they're just waiting to.
yeah,
It's like unofficially official.
yeah. But it's like, I think it's too early to tell because we'll have to wait. Or if we're gonna base it off what they have, yeah, obviously the Pelicans got robbed. They lost the first team, or they've lost the first All NBA player, who's arguably top 5, and they just got average players in return, who can be superstars.
Yeah.
But I think it's still we have to wait till
And they got three.
we have
draft
to wait
picks.
till they draft and they trade.
The draft is 5 days away, so I think this was the best time to pull
Not
the
just
trigger
the
on the trade.
draft. It's not just the draft. It's more like who they draft in the future as well. So those other 3 picks they're gonna get, and if they trade those picks, because let's say they draft Zion, right, number 4. Let's just say they draft Zion number 4, and then they trade him to someone, and they get like Giannis in return.
I mean, they can. I don't think it matters where they draft Zion number 4, number 1 because
Yeah.
either way they're
but
getting Zion. But I think Zion.
like, they get-
as far as I know, I don't really watch college basketball. I don't really keep up to date with that stuff. I
So,
know you do,
yeah,
but
it's
Zion, as far as I know, will go number 1.
Like they draft Zion, right? Right, number 1.
Yeah.
And then they trade him to like, and they get like, hypothetically, they get like Kevin Durant or like Harden or like someone like that. Then I say they won this trade. Like
Yeah.
based off face value, they won that
Yeah.
trade. Getting anyone, getting a superstar. But I think we still have to wait till they draft all their players.
I think the Lakers' priority is now they need to get a few shooters around. They gave away Josh Hart, who's a great shooter. Not a great shooter. He's a good shooter, good role player, a point guard. Again, I think
Can
Would
the
Hart-
Lakers? I think
this
can
is
the
a-
Lakers still get other max contracts?
Well, yeah, it's a
I think
trade.
they can get one more.
Yeah, they can trade because the Davis was a trade. It wasn't him
Yeah, yeah,
signing.
yeah.
So, I think it was a good way we can segue into free agency.
Yeah.
I've got a list of like, I think 10
Yeah.
top free agents.
Let's go.
You want to get straight into it?
Yeah. Or do you have any other things to talk about first?
I've got nothing else to talk about.
Yeah,
I was gonna
that's-
talk about rumors, but I don't think there's a point in that. It's just rumors. No point in arguing about it.
Yeah. Okay.
So first player, I'm gonna say the player. I'm gonna say where do you think they'll go, and we'll just we'll have a discussion about it. And yeah, KD for me, no idea. This was, and I had these notes before Game 6,
I think he's going-
Game 5.
He's going to the Knicks. I think.
So I still got no idea because I see I've told you this. 3 unnamed teams are still willing to offer him the max contract.
I don't know where he's going.
Knicks,
either, but
surely.
I'm just saying Knicks because I don't know any other team that really want him.
I mean, he's gonna miss the season, so
But it's worth it because you get a KD. You miss KD for 1 year, but then you have him for another 3 years, and they're
Yeah.
in the Eastern Conference.
so you think he's gonna go east?
It's better if you trade him east.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
East is.
I think
yeah.
a lot of teams will do. A lot of teams do that.
Yeah.
They trade to the other conference.
Sticking with Golden State, Clay. I say he'll resign.
I say he resigns.
Should he not resign? The best place I would say is Lakers. It's the only logical place.
Yeah, I
see
agree. I
for
say
him.
Lakers are the best place.
Because he's a guy, you just gotta kick the ball out to him and he can make a shot. And
Wait, is this free agency?
yeah.
Oh, my bad. I know. I thought we were talking about trades for a second.
No.
Okay.
Uh,
Free agents, yeah.
yeah,
The free
the-
agents will most likely sign somewhere else.
What?
Free agents will most likely sign in a different conference.
So yeah, okay,
A lot
sure.
of free agents.
Kawhi, he'll resign.
Yeah, I think.
Now that he's got the title, he'll resign. I said he was, when they made the finals, I'll say, at that point I was like, yeah, he's resigning. Because
I said he was resigning after they came second in the
Really?
overall.
I still think up until the finals, I said Clippers is a good spot because for some reason he does not want to play with LeBron. I don't understand that mentality of I want to be on a good team, but
I understand.
I want to
understand,
I want to
understand.
win, but I don't want to win with this player. LeBron's
It's not like
Greatest.
that. It's more like it's not like that. It's not like I don't want to play with you. It's just like I'm good enough to do it by myself. It's not like I don't want
fair
you.
enough.
Because Kawhi,
I understand that,
Kawhi is 100% a top 5 player.
Top 3 probably.
Right now, yeah.
Actually, at this point, I say he's the best player in the world.
I say he's second.
KD,
LeBron still.
LeBron.
Yeah. Yeah, but like it's not. I don't want to play with you. It's more I can do it by myself. I don't need help.
Yeah. Okay, fair
He's
enough.
not like a Kyrie Irving. He's just like I don't want to play with you. I can
Yeah.
do it all alone. He's like, if I have to, I'm sure he's like, if I have to, I will. But I can do it by myself, and he did it by himself.
He did.
this season.
But obviously, he just wasn't just by himself. Siakam obviously had a
Yeah,
breakout
yeah.
season. Lowry stepped up his game. Fred VanVleet out of nowhere.
Yeah,
And acquiring Marcus Gasol, that was a huge thing for them.
yeah, that is true.
Kyrie,
Nets is so good.
Lakers on it now.
Nets.
While recording, Irving hasn't made any moves, but I know he has parted ways with his agent, and he's expected to sign with Jay-Z's Rock Nation. So does that confirm Nets? I think it does. I still think Lakers or Nets because now Lakers now they look like a real they look like a real team to go to if you're a free agent. You know, they've got LeBron, who's still
I
he's
think
probably-
Kyrie
yeah,
Kyrie still
one
wants
of
to
the best
prove
players
that
in
he
the
can
world.
do it by himself.
Yeah, but
I think Nets will be a good place for him. But then again, D'Lo is point guard, so it will be a bit of a struggle. Maybe even the Knicks. I think he's staying in the East. He's gonna stay in the East.
okay. Well, speaking of D'Angelo Russell, he's a free agent.
I think he's gonna. Why he should resign?
Yeah, I think he should. You reckon he should wait to see if Kyrie signs or not?
No, I think he should resign right away because that could attract Kyrie.
That will attract Kyrie.
That
Yeah.
could attract Kyrie, and that could even attract like KD or someone like that.
Yeah. Now the Nets have. I'm not sure if they've said, but a report has come out that's saying that they re-signing D'Angelo Russell is not on their priority. Is not high on their priority list. They're looking to attract free agents from other teams rather than re-signing one of their own. Which I say, he's an all-star. He took you to the playoffs. What, number 6? I think.
Yeah.
Number 6 or 7.
I don't think so. It really matters if he's a priority or not.
Now
Because I think that D'Angelo is re-signing without a doubt. Because he took the team to the playoffs, right? So there's no point, like, why should you leave the team now that you've taken them this far? Because you can you can take them further.
Yeah, but if you're getting Kyrie, but now obviously Kyrie,
I think
can't.
he should.
We know his ability to lead teams, but maybe he'll step up. But yeah.
He won't lead the Nets.
Okay.
It's still D'Lo's team.
Here's a good one. Kemba Walker. Now, I've got here Lakers, and he said he has not ruled out re-signing with Charlotte, and he said that he is even willing to take a pay cut if it means that the Hornets can acquire other big names. Now that max contract, Supermax, is worth $221 million. He's willing to take less than that if it means they get another superstar. I say Lakers. I know Mavericks are really going for him. They want to get a big three with Luka and, well, Porzingis. We'll talk about him next, yeah. You forgot about him?
Yeah.
Yeah, well... So yeah, I say Lakers. I think they look really... Especially if you're Kemba Walker, if you want to go on a contending team, Lakers is the place to go. Because the Mavericks...
I don't know where he's gonna go, to be honest.
Mavericks, it's hard in the West.
I think
Now that
when
obviously AD
Porzingis
is on a
comes back,
contending team.
when Porzingis comes back, they will contend. But I think if they can acquire a free agent, I think he's better if he just stays. But I don't actually know where he's gonna go.
And, well, speaking of Porzingis, I say he resigns.
Yeah, I agree. He's done nothing. He has no reason to leave.
Yeah, he has a
Unless he unless he wants to go and be indefinite for a ring. But I think he resigns because
But he's still what?
they got a good future.
He's only
He's
played
got-
like what,
they've
4
got a-
years in the league?
They have a good future. Now that Doncic is a beast.
Alright. Tobias Harris. I say he re-signs with the 76ers. A lot of rumors saying that he would fit well in the net system.
I think he should resign too. Yeah. I think it's because it's like on the Nets he'll be a spot up shooter for D'Lo.
Yeah.
Well, I think on the thing when Simmons goes out, he comes point guard.
Yeah.
And he can create his own shot and all that jazz.
Speaking of 76ers, Jimmy Butler.
I think he leaves.
He's leaving.
I think he goes. I don't know where to though. That's the problem.
Many reports have come out saying that he is going to opt out of his player option and become a free agent. So I say, if you want to go somewhere, go to the Lakers. They look, like I said, they look good now. They look good now.
Butler. No, I think Butler go.
Bro, imagine that lineup.
I feel like they might just have too much clashing egos.
But
Never know.
Jimmy Butler has said he is wanting. He would really like to play with LeBron, and the Bulls obviously they pulled off a really good move by sending him east. but it was a temporary deal. Now the Wolves can rebuild, but it's the Wolves. You never know what they're gonna do. I say Lakers is the best place Jimmy Butler goes. Imagine the Lakers' best case scenario right now is Kemba Walker, Jimmy Butler, Klay Thompson, LeBron, AD. That's a lineup, and you got Kuz on the bench.
I think the Lakers' worst scenario is that they get a big three.
That's the worst scenario.
Yeah.
I think the worst case scenario is that just no one signs with them. At this, like that, no one will sign with them, and then they'll just have to rebuild with what they've got, because they've got AD. I think that was their top priority. Like they want AD. Anthony Davis wanted to go.
No, I think their worst is that they're definitely getting another star. I just don't know who they're gonna get.
And last, I've got Chris Middleton, just because he had a good year. He'll resign,
He's resigning.
obviously. Anything else from you?
Nothing. Did you see LeVar's comment? Or should I just read it? LeVar Ball said on the Lakers trading Lonzo, I guarantee it will be the worst move the Lakers ever did in their life, and they will never win another championship.
I'd love to go to the finals, and then New Orleans ends up being a lottery team or something.
Fucking trash.
We know LeBron got a big mouth. So yeah, anything else from you? I've got nothing else to say.
Nothing either.
Cool. Thank you guys for listening to the Nerd Jump podcast, first ever episode. Subscribe, leave a comment down below. Love to know what you guys think, and we'll see you next time.